Hello again. It is time to very quickly go through our reteaching and practice test so that you can complete the test on your own. This is my second try at this video. I spoke too much in the first one and I went over the time limit. So if you get out your paper and turn to the inside, look at set A. You can use a picture graph to show data. The title of this graph is Favorite Fruits. We have two choices, apple or banana. 2 people chose apple, 5 people chose banana, and you can see that by the pictures in the graph. And the correct answer is 5 children chose banana. Sliding next to it, it says, use the graph to answer the question. The title of this graph is Zoo Animals. You have penguin and bear. How many more penguins are there than bears at the zoo? Look at the graph and write your answer. And the correct answer is 2. There are 2 more penguins than bears, and you can see that from the empty boxes. Set B. You can make a picture graph to show data. Rows of vegetables in the garden is the title of this graph. We have red pepper and pea pod, and the graph shows how many rows of peppers in the garden, and there are 3. Simply count the red peppers. Sliding your finger next door, it says, make a picture graph to show the data. We have birds in the park is the title. We have bluebird and redbird. Count the tallies for the bluebirds, count the tallies for the redbirds. And then in the graph for birds in the park, go ahead and draw birds in there. You know me, Mrs. Bedard can't draw. We just draw circles. As long as the number of circles matches the number of tallies. So there are 4 bluebirds, there are 5 redbirds. Just make sure the picture matches the tally. It doesn't have to be a beautiful artistic drawing. You know, I'm not capable of doing that. If you want to be a little more descriptive with your drawing, feel free. Set C. You can collect and sort data to answer questions. Jimmy asked 10 friends, what meal takes the longest? So the title of the graph is longest meal. 3 of his friends chose breakfast, 1 friend chose lunch, and 6 of his friends chose dinner. You can tell that from the tallies. So next to the tally, you trace over the numbers. Each tally is 1 friend's answer. So right underneath that, it says, the real graph shows Jimmy's data using real objects. So they chose to use cubes. So those 3 friends that chose breakfast are drawn with 3 cubes. The 1 friend that chose lunch, 1 cube, and the 6 friends who chose dinner are with the 6 cubes. Each cube is 1 friend's answer. Using that graph, the correct answer is 6 friends said dinner was the longest meal. Beside that, it says use the data from set C to answer the questions. Number 3, how many friends said lunch took the longest? Well, when I look at that graph, I can clearly see 1 said lunch, so the correct answer is 1. Put the meals in order from longest to shortest using Jimmy's data. Well, the longest was dinner, then breakfast, then lunch. Lunch was the shortest. Make your own real graph by asking 10 friends which meal takes the longest. I don't think anybody has 10 friends in their houses, so we're just going to leave that one blank for now. Open to the back and you're going to take the test. Put your finger on number 1. Riza made a graph to show his cubes. Which sentence tells about his cubes? Looking at that graph. A, Riza has 3 yellow cubes and 3 red cubes. B, Riza has more red cubes than yellow cubes. C, Riza has 2 more yellow cubes than red cubes, or D, Riza has 7 cubes in all. Looking at that graph, which of those sentences is correct? Mark your answer. Everyone should have chosen C. Riza has 2 more yellow cubes than red cubes. Number 2. Which group of tally marks shows the number of hats in the picture graph? Which group of tally marks shows the number of hats in the picture graph? A, B, C, or D? Mark your answer. When you look at the graph, you see that there are 4 hats, so you should have chosen B, 4. Put your finger on number 3. Move from the cone to the sphere. So the cone looks like an upside down ice cream cone, and the sphere is the ball. If you're going from the cone to the sphere, you first go 1 space down, then which way do you go next? Do you go up, down, left, or right to get to the sphere? Put your finger on the cone, come down to the next point where the corners meet, and then how do you get to the sphere? From there, do you go up, down, left, or right? Mark your answer. Remember which hand that you write with. That usually helps you if you're having trouble with direction. The correct answer is left, C. On the next page, it says, use the bar graph to answer the questions. Paula draws cubes from a bag. Means she reaches her hand in and she chooses them. Paula draws cubes from a bag. The bag has 8 purple, 3 red, and 2 blue cubes. The bar graph shows the cubes she draws. So each time she reached in and she grabbed, what did she pick out? Question number 4. How many more purple cubes than blue cubes did Paula draw? Look at the graph and find the answer to how many more purple cubes than blue cubes did Paula draw? The correct answer is C, 4. Number 5. Will Paula draw a purple cube next time? If she reaches into that bag that has 8 purple, 3 red, and 2 blue cubes, is it certain that she will pick purple? Is it impossible? Is it likely? Or is it unlikely? Mark your answer. The correct answer is C. It is likely. That means it is possible because there are purple ones in the bag, and because there are more purple than any other color, it is likely that she will pull purple next. Remember, if it's certain, that means only purple were in the bag, and if it were impossible, it means there would be no purple in the bag. The last question is number 6. Which is not true about the bar graph? Which is not true about the bar graph? A, Paula has drawn 5 purple cubes. B, there are 3 different colors of cubes. C, Paula has drawn 4 red cubes. Or D, Paula has drawn 4 more purple cubes than blue cubes. Which of those sentences is not true about the graph? Mark your answer. The correct answer is C. Paula has drawn 4 red cubes because if you look at that graph, she only chose 2 red cubes. How'd you do? I'm sure you did great. You now have these 2 pages, page 95 and 96. Follow the directions, do your absolute best, have someone take a picture of them, and send them to me. I'm sure you'll do great. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.